I want to welcome you to the Engineer Your Success podcast with Dr. James Bryant. The purpose of this podcast is to help you achieve success both in business and in life, and I am here to help you win at work and at home. Here's a little bit more about me. I am a husband, a father, a friend, a business owner, a professional engineer. I have a PhD in civil engineering and over 20 years of practical experience in the maintenance and operations of transportation infrastructure. I bring a unique perspective with an engineering education, practical engineering experience, background in the field, and I am a certified leadership and business coach. I would love to connect with you to learn more about how I can help you reach your goals. You can use the links in the show notes to get in contact with me to schedule some time for us to talk. Before we get into the full of today's episode, just a few quick things. One, this is going to be a solo episode, so I'm not having a guest on. Every so often, I like to come in and have an episode where you and I can talk and we can get to know each other a little bit better. Today, our topic is going to be, are you allowing your environment to engineer you, or are you engineering your environment? But before we get there, I have a few updates. So last month was our highest month ever in terms of monthly downloads. So far, we had over 900 monthly downloads. So I want to personally thank a few people that were actually kind enough to rate and provide reviews. And the reason that I'm doing this is because when people rate the podcast and they provide reviews, they make the content more accessible for more people. So I want to do a personal thank you to Jackie G. She says, timely information. James always has an interesting list of professionals he interviews for his podcast, and each person shares insightful information that is great, not just for engineers, but for everyone. Life lessons and career tips for all professionals. Hey, Jackie G, thank you. I really appreciate that. The next review that I want to read is from Red75. In the headline, there is not just for engineers. There are so many great takeaways in this show that anyone can apply it to their life, from tips for overcoming procrastination and really interesting strategies for gaining clarity to finding the ever elusive work-life balance. So grateful that I stumbled upon this podcast. Hey, Red75, I want to thank you for your review. I am very grateful for your review. If you have found the content insightful and enlightening for you, then what I would ask is that whatever podcast player that you're using, that you would provide a rating and review. If you are an Apple Podcast user, absolutely go there and provide that rating and review. And I want to thank you. There are a few changes that are coming to the different things that we do. And I also want to continue to provide this personal invitation. So the Unwebinars is our virtual monthly small group event. They're being renamed to Your Success On-Ramp. So the great content and the connections are going to be the same. The only thing that is changing is the name. And this is based on feedback that we've received over the past several events where people really are looking for some additional support in developing and achieving their goals. So regardless as if you have already have your goals or not, you will receive value in attending these small group events. These events are limited to 12 participants, and it really provides a time for us to get together and us to talk and walk further along your journey. So if you want to join me and other like-minded people to get the support that you need, the next scheduled event is on May 24th. It's going to be from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern time, and I look forward to seeing you there. And this is the last update before we get to the content, which is my 10K update. So during the latter part of 2021, coming into 2022, we did several episodes on goal setting, and I introduced the annual goal setting workbook. So while going through that content, one of the goals that I developed for myself was actually to participate and complete a 10K race. In April, on April 23rd, I completed my first 10K race. It was absolutely amazing. I did a post about this on LinkedIn. I'm going to include a link in the show notes so that you can go to that post and kind of read more about my experience in my first 10K. So now let's get to the question for today's show. Are you engineering your environment, or are you allowing your environment to engineer you? And this all has to do with the relationships that we have in our circle, right? I was having a conversation with one of my really close friends, and I've been thinking about this episode, but after that conversation, I was like, yeah, I really need to come and hit on this. And part of this is this episode is not unique to engineers or to engineering business owners. I think it is applicable to all of us, but it's really about, are you surrounding yourself with the right people? Are you surrounding yourself with the right people? So relationships that you build really start off as a product of your environment. So when you were young or growing up, you had very little choice in your overall environment. Now, your micro environment, you had choice over in terms of the people that became part of your crew, the people that you actually hung out with. You know, you had a choice in that. But for the most part, you're captive to your proximity when you're young. But as you get older, you meet more people and you have more opportunities to meet people, and you have more opportunities to be intentional about the people that you hang out with, right? You have greater control over your environment in the pool of people that you want to select as your friends and the people that are really your inner circle. So why is this important? Because we tend to mimic the behavior of the people that we spend the most time with, period. Just flat out, period. I think it's part of our innate desire to belong and to fit into a community that we choose, particularly when it helps to form our identity. You know, love and belongingness are really basic human needs. They're really basic human needs. So Jim Rohn is quoted as saying that you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Now, I don't think you're the average of the 5 people that you spend your most time with, but I think the point that he's trying to make is that the people that we surround ourselves with have a really big influence on how we act, our attitudes, how we think, our thoughts, our actions, our habits, right? And those habits determine how we show up in life for others and for ourselves. So according to some research by social psychologist David McClellan of Harvard, the people that you habitually associate with determine as much as 95% of your success or failure. So, I mean, let that sink in, that your success or failure, statistically speaking, can be determined by who you associate with. So, when I think about this, I think about, who am I constantly around? Who are you constantly around? Take some time and think about the people that you spend the most time with. Now, of course, you're going to be spending time with some of your family. If you have kids, you have a spouse, I get that. But now let's think about the people that you consciously, intentionally choose to be around. Do the people that you can consciously, that you choose intentionally to be around, contribute to you achieving your goals? Here's another way to think about it. Are the people that you surround yourself with helping, supporting, hindering you from living the life that you want? Is your dream being hindered or helped by the people in your circle? If your answer to these questions are yes, the people that I am surrounded with are helping and supporting my vision and helping me achieve my dreams and my goals, helping me to grow, then what I really want you to do is take some time and just express some gratitude for those people that are in your life. Express that gratitude internally, and I would actually reach out to them, send them a text message, an email, just letting them know that you appreciate the influence and the support that they provide for you, because not everybody has that. Not everybody has that. And if your answer is no, so you don't have that, what I want you to do is actually express gratitude for tuning into today's show. You don't want to miss this, because I think that the content that we're going to go over is going to be able to help you build your tribe, is going to be able to help you begin to engineer the environment that you need to be able to grow. Here's the reality. If you want to grow, then I encourage you to be around people that are growing. If you want to grow your business, then find some business owners who can encourage you along your journey. If you want to grow your business, I also will say, find other business owners that you can help grow as well. It's not just about the other people being able to pour into you, which is a great time for us to learn. But we also learn when we're trying to help other people, when we're helping other people, when we're teaching the things that we learn and that we know, and helping to equip other people. That is another way that we learn and grow as well. So am I engineering my environment, or am I allowing my environment to engineer me? So here are some questions that typically come up when I'm helping clients work through this general issue. And here's the first one. There are people in my life that I feel are holding me back. What can I do? Or what should I do? First of all, I'm going to tell you this. The power to overcome any and everything that you feel may be holding you back is found actually within you. You may not see it right now. You may not even realize that you have that power inside of you, but you have it there. Trust me. You can believe that someone else needs to do something in order for you to actually start working on your goals. That may be true in some cases. So I'm not going to say carte blanche that that's never true. That may be true in some cases, but more often than not, that's just a reason that we use, an excuse that we use when we really don't feel like doing what we say we want to do. So if you find yourself in that situation, here's some questions that you can ask yourself to help you navigate through this issue. Or actions that you can take. So number one would be describe how the person that you say is holding you back, how are they holding you back, and how are they impacting your progress? Here it's really important that you understand your thoughts and how they're holding you back, being able to actually describe that. Because as long as you feel that the person or something is holding you back, you'll be held back. You're really looking in this stage to increase your level of awareness about the situation, which is why it's important for you to really take some time and consider these questions. And the second one under this part is really key. I want you to describe the ways that you have tried to move forward and this person has actually held you back. So why is that important? It's important because there are times when we think that things are going to happen. There are times that the thought of something happening will stop us from moving forward when the actual thing never happened. So did the person actually hold you back? Were you moving forward and they did something? Were you moving forward and they draw you back? Or were you moving forward and you thought that this person might hold you back? And that is what actually held you back. And the last question, as you navigate this issue, is if the person who is holding you back, what would success look like if they actually supported you? How, what kind of support are you looking for from this person? What is it that you're doing? And if this is a situation where you feel that this is your spouse and this is your family, one of the things that I would encourage you to do is when you can determine what your goals are, what your vision is, what your dreams are, and what you're going after, invite them into that story. Don't try to separate it. But invite them in. Give them the opportunity to actually help. I'll say this again, that the greatest level of awareness is self-awareness. And so in asking yourself these questions and answering these questions, you're just increasing your level of self-awareness in your ability to take greater control over this situation. Another question that comes up under, this topic, am I engineering my environment, or is my environment engineering me? What do I do? Here's the question is, I feel like I am leaving my friends behind. I'm working and spending more time toward achieving my goals, and I have less time to spend doing the things that I used to do. When I share my vision of what I'm building with my friends or some of my family members, they just don't understand and think I am taking things too seriously. And here's the kicker, as people say, do I leave them behind, or do I continue to pull them up with me? So there's this guilt piece that happens when you're growing. You look around you and you see some of the people around you are not taking those same steps. They're not taking agency or control over their situation, and they may not be growing. They may not be growing at all, and they may not be growing at the same rate that you are growing. So, there are times where we outgrow our environment. So particularly with friends and the people that you intentionally spend time with. So, let's take out this discussion of your spouse. We're not necessarily talking about your spouse, but let's think about your friends and the people that you intentionally are spending time with. You may absolutely outgrow that environment. So this is a normal course for a person that is on a growth journey. And the things that you think about are not the same things that you thought about. The dreams that you have are not the same dreams that you had. I just want to validate you and let you know that it is okay to let the influence of that person actually fade. It is okay that some of your friends and some of your family, that they don't understand. I got this quote from Darren Hardy in The Compound Effect. The dream in your heart may be bigger than the environment in which you find yourself. Sometimes you have to get out of that environment to see that dream fulfilled. It's like planting an oak sapling in a pot. Once that oak sapling becomes root bound, its growth is limited. It actually needs greater space to become a mighty oak. So do you. You may need the space from within your network, from within the people that you're surrounding yourself with, to become that mighty oak. So my encouragement to you is not to judge those people who are unwilling to choose the road that you have taken. You may not associate with this person as much as you did in the past, but that doesn't mean that you can't love them, that you can't care for them. You want to bring your friends along your journey, but that's it. It's your journey. It is not their journey. So the one signature piece of advice that I tell my clients is give yourself permission to grow. You are not leaving them behind. You are growing, and they are choosing to stay where they are. There's no judgment, just facts. They're choosing to stay where they are. You're giving them that ability. You're offering the possibility to grow. And they're saying, no, James, I'm good. I'm good where I am. I don't want to grow. You know what? That's okay. Let them be, and you continue to grow, and you continue to then move to kind of the last thing that I really want to cover, just in terms of broad strokes, in terms of engineering your environment. And that is finding your tribe. And so the simple definition of a tribe is a group of people or a community with similar values or interests that are based on, this definition. You may have to build several tribes that are consistent with your values and your goals and your interests. And this goes, beyond family and where you live. You may have a tribe for exercise or running. I've started running a few years ago. So there are people that I may run with or exercise with. And there's a tribe that I have of folks that I do Bible study with. There's a tribe that I have from a coaching community, in a marketing community, in a business building community, in a podcasting tribe. It doesn't mean that I interact with these different groups equally at the same time, but when I'm really focused on growing in a particular area, what I find is having that tribe in place, having the people that I can go to, or I would say grow towards or grow with, it's really important. It has a really big impact on my progress. It has a big impact on life. The one thing that a quote that I would use here is by Aaron McManus, The Last Arrow, Saving Nothing for the Next Life. And the way he describes it is that if you want to go fast, go alone. I think we've heard this before. And if you want to go far, go together. But here's this contribution to the quote. If you want to go far fast, then find your tribe. So I assure you that this is true almost in every area of your life. You will go faster, further when you find your tribe, when you find a group of people that are actually have a common mission, a common purpose, a group of people that are like-hearted and like-minded. It will accelerate your momentum towards your goal. People don't slow you down. It's not that. People don't slow you down. It's not the people. It is the wrong people that actually slow you down. And really, even then, it's you allowing them to have that influence on you. It's you allowing them, or your response to the different things that they're saying. And you're thinking that I don't want to offend them, but you have to kind of build that barrier or build that boundary. That's what I was looking for. You have to build that boundary around, this is what's important to me. I'm going to build the boundary, and the boundary isn't necessarily for the other people. That boundary is for you. So you want to be able to engineer your environment to maximize your growth, to maximize progress toward the life that you want, the career that you want, the business that you want, the health that you want, the relationships that you want. All of these things that you want will, being able to be around a group of like-minded people are going to help you to actually achieve that. So as you're thinking about building your tribe, as you're thinking about whether or not you're engineering your environment or allowing your environment to engineer you, here's a few takeaways or things that you can do. One, I want you to give yourself permission to grow. I also want you to give your family and friends permission to stay where they are. That's okay. There's no judgment, just facts. If you want to stay, that's okay. I am not going to allow the fact that you're not growing, the fact that this is not your journey, to continue to stop me from moving forward. Next, I want you to surround yourself with people who challenge you to be greater today than you were yesterday. You want people in your life, not that just will accept you, because if I accept you for who you are, am I challenging you for who you can become? So when I think about this question of love or acceptance, what I've come down to now, or what I think now, is that I want someone who will love me and hold space for who I am today, but help me and help to push me in the pursuit of better, in the pursuit of being the best version of me that I can be. That's what I want. I want someone who can hold space for me as I am, but also help to push me to be greater. Listen, you have to be intentional about who you choose to spend time with. You have to be intentional about the books that you read, the videos that you watch, the podcasts that you listen to. You have to be intentional about building these things in place that's going to help you achieve your goals. Again, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. But if you want to go far fast, I encourage you to find your tribe, because that tribe is going to help you engineer your environment. That tribe is going to help you find a place where you can plant your dream. Find a place where you can plant your dream, where it can actually flourish, because that's what you want. You want to flourish. So the next step in finding your tribe, really, I would say, is attending the next Success On-Ramp event, where you'll have the ability to connect with like-minded people that are developing and achieving their goals. You can use the link in the show notes to actually sign up. I really appreciate the time that you spent today talking about this issue of engineering your environment. I'll close this podcast episode like I close every episode. Many people know what to do. Fewer people know how to do it, and a select group of people actually do it. They follow through and live the life of their dreams. You deserve to be part of that select few. And I believe that it's my calling to help get you there. I want you to have a great week. Be great this week. Bye.